Today, we're diving into a social toolkit that has been shaping careers and relationships for almost 100 years. We're talking about Dale Carnegie's absolute masterpiece, How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Have you ever wondered about this? You see those people who just seem to make friends wherever they go. People are just drawn to them, they like them, but you can't quite figure out what their secret is. And at the same time, other people really struggle just to get noticed or even get through a tough conversation.
Well, what if I told you that the most powerful strategies for modern social life come from a book that was written way back in 1936? And this isn't some dense academic theory. Oh no, it's a set of real actionable tools you can use in your very next conversation. All right, so let's jump right into our first section. We're going to explore why this old-school wisdom is maybe more important today than it has ever been. You see, Carnegie's promise was huge. He wasn't just offering a few vague ideas. He laid out 4 very distinct skill sets: how to make real connections, how to persuade people, how to be a leader people want to follow, and how to build genuine, lasting friendships. Okay, on to our second section, and this is where it all starts. The entire philosophy of this book hinges on one single, fundamental shift in your mindset. You've got to stop focusing on yourself and start focusing on the other person. So the very first principle is to just stop criticizing. It's so easy to do, right? But as Carnegie points out, it's totally pointless. All criticism does is put people on the defensive. It hurts their pride, damages their self-esteem, and builds up resentment that can last for years. It's a quick release for you that just causes long-term damage. So if you're not criticizing, what are you doing? Well, this is the core secret. If you want to get someone to do anything, you have to make them want to do it. And one of the deepest drivers in all of human nature is that simple desire to feel appreciated, to feel important. If you can fulfill that need for someone, they will be drawn to you.
But, and this is a huge but, there is a massive difference between genuine appreciation and cheap flattery. Real appreciation is specific, it's sincere. Your presentation was so clear, I really learned something. Flattery, on the other hand, is just telling someone what you think they want to hear. And honestly, people can smell it a mile away. One builds trust, and the other just destroys it.
Okay, now that we have that foundational mindset down, let's get into the specifics. The high-impact tools you can start using right away. I know, it almost seems too simple, doesn't it? But these 3 things are unbelievably powerful. Carnegie said you can make more friends in 2 months by actually being interested in other people than you can in 2 years of trying to get them interested in you. A smile costs nothing, but it says everything. And that third one? Well, that's a big one.
Just think about that. A person's name isn't just some label. It's their identity. It's them. When you remember and use someone's name, you're sending a message that they matter to you, that they're an individual. Forgetting it, well, it sends the exact opposite message.
Here's a little secret. If you want people to find you fascinating, stop trying so hard to be fascinating. Instead, just become a great listener. Encourage people to talk about themselves, their hobbies, their work, their passions. We all crave an interested ear, and if you're the one who provides it, you become an incredible person to be around. All right, let's move on to our fourth section. We're getting into some more advanced stuff now, how to persuade people and handle disagreements without blowing up the whole relationship. Now, this is one of the most counterintuitive but powerful ideas in the entire book. You can win all the logical points in an argument, sure, but you almost always lose the other person's goodwill. As the old saying goes, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So, before you just jump into a fight, take a breath and ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. Is it even possible that they might be right about something? 2. Is my emotional reaction actually going to solve anything? And 3, and this is the big one, is winning this argument worth the price I might have to pay in our relationship? So here's how you put that into practice. Instead of just blurting out, "You're wrong," which is a direct attack, you completely reframe it. Saying something like, I could be mistaken here. Let's look at the facts together. Completely changes the dynamic. It takes their ego out of it and makes you partners in finding the truth, not enemies. And finally, let's talk about leadership. How do you actually guide people change their behavior without creating a ton of resentment and pushback? Let's look at a super quick but incredibly powerful technique that all comes down to changing one tiny little word in your feedback. We have all heard this a million times. That was a great job, but the second someone hears that word but, they just brace for impact, right? It totally cancels out all the praise that came before it. It basically means, I didn't really mean that nice thing I just said.
The solution is just a simple swap. Replace but with and. The feeling is completely different. We're proud of you, and if you keep this up, you're going to be unstoppable. See? It transforms the feedback from a criticism into a word of encouragement about the future.
And this really gets to the core of Carnegie's philosophy on leadership. Instead of barking orders like, do this, try, hey, what do you think about this approach? Instead of calling someone out on a mistake in front of everyone, let them fix it gracefully. And if you tell someone you trust their judgment, they will fight to live up to that reputation. It's all about empowering people, not overpowering them. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, from big mindset shifts to tiny word changes. But if you had to boil it all down to one single, unforgettable secret, what would it be?
This is it. This quote, which Carnegie loved, is the ultimate summary. The fastest way to a person's heart is to talk about the things they care about most. And what's the one subject everyone is an expert on? Themselves. If you can master this, you've mastered the heart of the book.
Look, at the end of the day, this isn't just some theory to admire on a shelf, it's a toolkit that's meant to be used. So don't wait. In your very next conversation, whether it's with a coworker, a friend, or the person at the checkout counter, just pick one idea from this explainer and try it. You might be shocked at how quickly your social world starts to change.